Yeah. Now everybody can hear me. Hello.
All right, I'll go ahead and call to order the Planning Commission meeting of Monday, June 22nd. Tonight, we're going to ask Vice Chair Nelson to lead us in the pledge. Okay, Madam Secretary, if you could do the roll for this evening.
Please let the record show that all planning commissioners are present.
Okay, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from our last meeting.
Move that they be approved.
A second.
Okay, if you could please vote.
Nope. Which one are we doing?
Okay, show that that was unanimously approved. So we're going to move on to public comments for any items not on this agenda. So Madam Secretary, do we have any public comments for this meeting?
We received some public comments via email prior to the start of this meeting, which have been provided to the commissioners. We do not have any additional public comments at this time.
Thank you. So moving on to the consent calendar, we have no items this evening on the consent calendar. So public hearing item number 2, Coastal Development Permit CDP 20-0008 for environmental remediation to remove potentially hazardous material and demolition of structures within the Community Facilities CF zoning district and Coastal Overlay District located at 26126 Victoria Boulevard. Do we have a staff report this evening?
Yes, this evening I wanted to recognize Belinda Dinas. She is now our principal planner for the city, so congratulations to her too for the promotions. I'm going to turn over to Belinda for your presentation.
Thank you so much, Brenda. Good evening, Chair Opal, planning commissioners, and members of the public. My name is Belinda Dinas, and the proposed environmental remediation at the Capistrano Unified School District Maintenance and Bus Yard is before you for review and approval of a coastal development permit because the proposed remediation work is located on property in the Coastal Overlay District non-appeals jurisdiction. The subject site is located in Doheny Village on the south corner of Victoria Boulevard and Sepulveda Avenue.
Sorry, Belinda, don't mean to interrupt. I believe your presentation is minimized.
It's showing on my screen.
Can you drag it? Try dragging it. I can come assist you if you need.
There we are. All right. So this property is located in Doheny Village on the south corner of Victoria Boulevard. The property is developed with a facilities maintenance yard and a school bus yard, which is proposed to remain on a lot approximately 5.5 acres in size. After completion of a phase 1 and limited phase 2 environmental site assessment reports, which have been submitted for city staff review, the property owner, the school district, is proposing to remove potentially hazardous material and to demolish select structures within a 0.72 acre portion of the site highlighted in yellow to the right. For reference, I have photographs of the existing conditions. Here's the largest building to be demolished, the mechanic shop, and the power poles to be removed with the bus wash clarifier off to the left. Here's the tire storage building immediately adjacent to Victoria and has 2 gas islands to be removed. Also, here's the work shed to be removed, and to the left of the shed is the location of the underground storage tanks. In addition to the structures shown, the project also involves removal of pavement, hydraulic lifts, fuel piping, and other equipment, as well as 1,800 cubic yards of grading for the cleanup of contaminated soils. Here's the site plan and remediation plan to show the location of the existing improvements to be demolished and removed. As for the California Environmental Quality Act, or CEQA, the proposed project qualifies for a categorical exemption under Class 30, in that the project scope is considered minor cleanup actions for the removal of the underground storage tanks and contaminated soil less than $1 million in valuation. The environmental site assessment reports identified this site area called out in yellow on the map as the area potentially contaminated soil, which requires a grading permit and approval of a soil management plan to be reviewed by city staff. The project also removes existing asphalt and concrete pavement, highlighted here in orange. Upon completion of the remediation work, the applicant proposes to stabilize the soil with hydroseeding, which also assists as a dust control measure. This is a section of the temporary excavation required to remove the 2 gas and diesel underground storage tanks. This process requires permits and compliance with the County of Orange Environmental Health Division of the Healthcare Agency and Orange County Fire Authority regulations. As for the coastal development permit requirements, the proposed remediation work meets the development standards for the municipal code and the city's general plan. The project is not located between the nearest public roadway and the sea, and public coastal access exists along this portion of the coast at Capistrano Beach, as shown on this map. Furthermore, the project constitutes environmental cleanup on an already developed property with no significant impacts with the proposed work. Staff recommends approval with justification and analysis in support of the CDP findings and conditions as described in the draft resolution. With that, I would be happy to answer any questions, and the applicant is also available for questions as well. Thank you.
Okay, do any commissioners have any questions of staff? Vice Chair Nelson?
Thank you, and congratulations on your new role. You'll be a fabulous principal planner because you're a great planner. Couple questions for you on the dirt, the dirty dirt, I guess would be the way I would put it. Is that being hauled off or is it being left on site? And if I could just go through my list of questions,
Okay.
and then the applicant can come up
The applicant
and address
can
any of the ones that you
address
can. So there's a
soil remediation.
discussion on the 1,800 cubic yards of cleanup. Do we have any, are we bringing in any new dirt? So how much new dirt are they bringing in to fill up that hole? Are the only two questions that I have.
Great. The applicant will be able to address those questions directly.
My name's Chris Larson. I'm the applicant. So right now that is an estimate, the contaminated soil, worst case. There's multiple methods that the contractor who will be decided after the permit is decided. Most of the time it is excavated and hauled away to a hazardous removal site. There are some technology of burning in place, but there's been no discussion right now about that. Usually it's hauled off.
Okay,
I have one question. The water table, is there contamination in the water table?
According to the geotech, the water table is approximately 16 to 20 feet below, which is above where the excavation, or I'm sorry, it's below where the excavation limits will occur. So we're not anticipating any contamination at this time for the water table.
Thank you.
So based on the map, the area of potential contamination is under the maintenance building, not in the area of the USTs, correct?
Correct. There's no indication that the tanks are have any leaks at all. As far as we know, they're structurally sound.
Do we know how old those tanks were? Were they single wall, double wall?
They are double wall, and they were installed in 1998.
Okay, thanks. And there's no plan to replace the tanks with above ground tanks?
No, none.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Murphy, do you have any questions? I have nothing in addition to what's been previously asked, so we will move this over to opening the public hearing. Is there any request to speak?
No, Chair Opal.
All right, so we will close the public hearing and move it to commissioner discussion. So does anybody want to volunteer to start? Okay, Vice Chair Nelson?
Yeah, I've reviewed the project plans. I've visited the site and gone through the staff report and all the included documents. The project obviously fits within our general plan, our zoning code, our local coastal program, is exempt from CEQA and complies with all of our standards. And for those reasons, I'm going to be in full support of this. And at any point, I'm willing to make a motion to support it once my fellow commissioners have had a chance to talk.
Any further comments?
I concur with Vice Chair Nelson that this is a good and important project. I appreciate the applicant and the owner undertaking it. These aren't cheap, but it's good for Dana Point. It's good for the environment. It's good eventually for the water table, whether it, eventually reaches there or not. So I'm in full support of the project.
No. Right.
I'll make a motion that we approve CDP 20-0008.
Second.
Okay, please vote. So that's unanimous approval. So congratulations and good luck on your project. So moving on to old business, we have no old business. We have no new business. So do we have any staff reports this evening?
Another announcement, I wanted to introduce you all to Allison Peterson. She's actually been here since, I think, April, right, or end of March. These are our senior, you are officially senior administrative assistant, and she's going to be our new planning commissioner secretary supporting us. So we've been training her all along. You haven't seen her since we've been doing things remotely, but I think maybe the next couple meetings she'll be solo, I'm assuming, learning quickly. So speaking of our meetings, so this will be the last meeting for the public's purpose that will be broadcasting live. So our next meeting will be our normal procedures where the public is encouraged to come and join us here in the chamber. We have opportunities for social distancing in the chamber and also in the lobby itself, so we can rotate the public as they come in. So that is all I have this evening. Thank you. It's nice to see you all.
Okay, any commissioner comments for this evening? Vice Chair Nelson?
Well, welcome aboard. It sounds like you've been here for a while, but it's nice to see your face and look forward to working with you over the future. As it relates to the notices that came in, I don't know if it's appropriate to address these during comments relative to the League of Cities.
You can make a comment. I might shut you down at some point. But
Well, I guess my only comment would be that
you can give it a shot.
that the vote occurred. I voted to oppose the tax, and oppose is probably a better way to put it, is I voted to oppose supporting this tax measure, that the league takes a position of no support. The outcome of that vote was that the league decided to take no position at all. That's my only comment. Thank you.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to congratulate Belinda, well-deserved, and welcome to our new secretary. Thank you.
Commissioner McCann?
Yes, thank you. Same as well. Congratulations and welcome. Does this mean that we'll be seeing less of Stacy?
In a different capacity, but
Okay.
Stacy will be here. Don't worry.
Stacy is
Okay.
now our management analyst, so she has lots of new duties to take on. So she's also been promoted.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations,
Awesome.
Stacy.
It's in the water. I do have one comment. I had some business in City Hall last week, and I was waiting and looking around, and I saw a beautiful picture of the harbor on the wall by the cashier. But the problem was it was the wrong harbor. It's Avalon, and it's not Dana Point Harbor. And I think we have a better looking harbor than they do. And I'd like to suggest that we consider putting a picture of Dana Point Harbor or other Dana Point something or other there, right next to the cashier. Thank you.
Commissioner Murphy, any comments? All right, I too would like to congratulate you, Belinda, on your promotion. Job well done. And with that, then we will adjourn to our next meeting on July 13th.